guys, it's Kelly here again and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed building video. So today we are building a traditional home, a traditional house that is mostly fall or autumn, whichever you want to call it, inspired. And this was basically the idea that I went on. And I really wanted to look like the surroundings to look like it was autumn, to make it more yellow and red and orange. And I know there's this new mod that is this fall mod for The Sims 4. And I was really debating whether I should use that one just for this build, or maybe for the builds in the future, because it really looked very, very beautiful. And I thought it would be such a cool thing to have in the game since we don't have seasons just yet. But at the end I thought, you know what, I've never used mods and custom content here for now, so maybe I'll hold off just for a moment. I know it doesn't really give you anything other than just the plants and the atmosphere, but I don't know, I wasn't sure if everybody is going to be able to download it either from the gallery or the Sims resource where I also upload my houses. So I really wasn't sure, so I just kept it safe. And I'm not even sure in terms of the thumbnail. Like, obviously you can see the thumbnail now, but at this point I still haven't created it because I still haven't taken the screenshots for now. But I'm debating whether I should maybe color in the trees a little bit and make it seem like autumn, just for the thumbnail or just for a few screenshots. But we'll see, I guess. You know, I will think about it. I don't know yet. Maybe I'll do that. If it looks good, I'll upload it with the autumn feel. If it doesn't, I'll just leave it like this. And the inspiration, like I said, is more of the fall colors and the fact that we are now in October. So yeah, I am really not a fan of autumn and fall, whatever you want to call it. Again, I'm really just not a fan. I am a summer baby. I am a summer person. Give me sunlight, beach, free time, anything that has to do with summer. I don't really like the autumn. I don't really like winter either. I don't like cold weather. I don't like rain and snow and stuff like that. And I do realize that a lot of people, like, for instance, the holidays that are to come, like Christmas and New Year's, I'm not that big of a fan on either of those. So yeah, normally for me, autumn is just kind of winter is coming, and not in a good way, like in Game of Thrones coming. No, because their winter's not in a good way either. I don't know why I made that reference. It's totally not good. But anyway, you get what I mean. I know a lot of people love fall colors and decor. That I can totally get behind. I didn't used to enjoy so much warm colors, but as of late, I really love just pumpkins and these throw pillows and plaid and all these colors and patterns and decorations that remind me of fall. I really like them. And I think it all started when I started making my bullet journal. Earlier this year I started my own bullet journal. And if you don't know what a bullet journal is, it's basically a in-depth to-do list, sort of. Not exactly. It's basically like a planner. So you have this journal that you write in your plans, your engagements, what you want to achieve during a certain month, week, or day, what plans you have, certain things that you want to keep track of. For instance, some people use it to keep track of their mental health. Some people use it to keep track of what they eat or how much they exercise. You can basically do whatever you want with it. And I didn't used to keep a journal. When I was a kid, I used to write in a diary, but I found my old diary from when I was in 2nd grade, I think. And basically, I guess I had nothing to write in it. So each day was like, today was sunny. Today I played with my friend Mari. today I went with my mom to the movies. And it's just one sentence, and I understand, you know, I was very young. My mom tried to get me into writing. I guess just writing wasn't for me. I was more into drawing and painting. So yeah, that was a major fail for me. But recently I've been really enjoying writing in my bullet journal because it doesn't really require you to do much writing about your day. You can if you want to, but I don't write that much. I just keep track of certain things, for instance, what I eat and just my mental health and how I feel during the day, because I have just not been feeling that great lately, and I guess I just need to figure out a way to deal with myself and everything going on in my life. So another thing that I really like about the bullet journal is that you can decorate it and just doodle on it or draw on it however you want. And what I like doing is creating a certain theme for each month. So for, you know, I'm not gonna show you a picture of it just because they're basically doodles. They're not very like well executed, I guess, but I really like how some of them turned out. I do have a few uploaded on my Instagram, on my personal Instagram account, which you can find in the description down below if you're interested. But each month I create a theme, and for this month I decided to go full on autumn-y. Full on, like everything, like pumpkins and a blanket and candles and everything, just like you see the image sites like WeHearted or Pinterest. And when I drew my cover page for October, it's just so warm and fuzzy and nice, and it has all these warm colors, and I just fell in love with my own drawing and with my own cover page for the month of October. And I had to do something with that inspiration that I suddenly got as a burst from all these warm colors. So I decided to make this build. This is it's not very small, it's more of a, like, it's not big though, so it's like a medium family home. So what I went on from the colors of my bullet journal were the oranges, reds, and yellows. So that is basically what I wanted to make the interior, make it very warm, homey, and inviting. I used a lot of rugs, a lot of curtains to make it seem like very warm and very, like I said, homey. And I wanted the interior to have a lot of oranges and reds and yellows, while the interior I use green just because green contrasts with the red. It's opposite color. It's the opposite color of red. So and also on the outside, as you can see, I use a lot of white trimming, white fences, and white windows. So that is something that I decided to kind of transfer on the inside as well. So I kept it very light and bright, but like the floorboards are darker, just a tad darker, and some of the decor pieces are a tad darker. So everything could kind of tie in together with the exterior and the interior. And also for the exterior, I use green as well, just so it would be, because I thought, you know, if I actually Photoshop the trees to be red and yellow, I want the house to pop as a color, and if it's also red, it's gonna kind of bleed into the reds of the trees, so it won't be very visible, it won't be very poppin'. So that is why I made it green. And on the inside, like I said, I used a lot of decorations, but somehow I don't think I over cluttered it this time. I've mentioned this before, I clutter my builds quite a bit, but this time I think I kept it okay. Like, or maybe it doesn't seem over cluttered just because it's more traditional styled. I don't know, I'm not sure. Do let me know what you guys think. Personally, I'm in love with the first floor, especially the living room. This living room that I'm creating right now is just my favorite room. I love the two couches. I love the sort of, I don't know, it's like a suitcase where the TV is. I don't know what it's called, like a trunk or something. And I just loved how that looked in the living room. It gave it a lot of character. I also used one of those end tables that came with, I think it came with City Living, but I'm not 100% sure. It's an end table that's basically 3 stacked suitcases, and you're going to see me put that in the corner in a little bit. I had a lot of trouble with these carpets because I wanted to use a lot of carpets, but at the same time not all of them fit in with what I was going for, and a lot of them are just too modern or others are just not the right colors, so it was a nightmare. I also cut a lot out of the video. You're not gonna notice that much because I just cut out what? Oh my god, every time I start recording my cat starts meowing. For Pete's sake, I don't know what he wants. I just gave him food, I petted him, and the minute I start recording he just starts meow meow. It's like he's jealous of the microphone, or maybe because I'm talking and I'm not talking to him, something like that. I don't know. Every time I start recording. So what was I saying? That I had trouble with the carpets, I had trouble with the coloring a little bit. The walls were a nightmare for me because I had no idea what I wanted the walls to be. Right now they're pink. Just before that they were yellow. I think we end up with a light beige. I'm not sure. Just because everything is so brightly colored in the decor items, and I wanted to keep the walls very, very simple and clean so they don't take away from the colors of the interior. I used a lot of objects that came with Parenthood because Parenthood had a lot of these traditional looking cupboards and just anything, and I used a lot of the color items from the Parenthood expansion pack. I think it was an expansion game pack. It was a game pack. I don't know. Game pack. Yeah, I think it was a game pack. So I used a lot of those because they just fit in so perfectly. And I also used a bunch of city living items and get to work items. And I did use, right now as I'm building, you're going to see me use a few things that came with Dine Out. They're basically just 2 flowers. I ended up deleting those off screen just because they were literally 2 potted flowers, and if you see it on the gallery, you don't have the Dine Out game pack, you're not gonna download this build just because you're gonna think it has too many objects from it, and it was literally just 2 flowers, so I deleted them off screen so it doesn't show that it uses Dine Out. So do keep in mind, like the flower that's next to the red chairs in the living room, that's the one that I put in the vase, that's the one that I changed, and one on the upstairs master bedroom, I sneaked in one in this bookcase that I ended up deleting afterwards. So just thought I should mention that because I know that not everyone has all of the packs. Like for me, I also don't have all of the packs. I have just a few of them, and I don't download stuff that have objects from packs that I don't have, even if they're not that many, just because I don't know how many they actually are. And when the game deletes them, you can either have 1 or 2 items deleted and you're not even gonna notice, or you're gonna have like a full room deleted and you're just gonna have this empty room and start wondering what was in there. So that's why I did that. On the interior, I wanted to keep it very open, and I don't have doors. I didn't like how the arches looked, so I only have 1 arch, and on the rest of them I used columns, and these, I don't know what they're called, the connect columns, and I thought it just make the whole house kind of breathe and give it a bit of ease, because again it's a little decorated and a little more cluttered, so I wanted your Sims to be able to move freely throughout the build. I also have this little office area with a bunch of activities items, and like I said, I am in love with the first floor. Like the living room, even the kitchen and dining area is also really my taste. The office as well, it has a lot of skills that your Sims can develop. The upstairs we have 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms. So we have the master bedroom, we have a toddler bedroom, and we have 2 kids rooms. And the kids rooms are kind of small, but it was too big for just 1 room, and it was kind of small for 2 rooms, but we made it work. I kept them very simple and very similar. I used the same furniture for both the bedrooms, and I just changed a bit of the decor, but I kept it very clean so people could decorate it in a way that they want. and you know, you can personalize it for your kids. For the toddler room, it's again very warm in terms of color scheme, and it is right next to the master bedroom. And there's also one bathroom right here on the first floor and one bigger bathroom on the upstairs floor. And if you don't have a toddler or your family is not that big, you can always redecorate and repurpose some of the rooms, because I definitely thought that I gave like options. If you don't like certain rooms, I think that you can just furnish them and make them whatever you want. So you definitely have like the space and the ability to do that. So yeah, that's basically it on the house. I don't have that much room on the outside. I didn't do a lot of what was it? Landscaping? I forgot the word for a second there. I didn't do a lot of landscaping. First of all, because I didn't want to have to edit all of the flowers and stuff to different colors, and second of which, because I always end up putting this big tree right in front of the entrance, and when I go and take screenshots, I see like nothing from the house because I put this huge tree right in the front of it, and that's something I'm totally guilty of. So this time I decided, okay, no trees. I'm gonna take screenshots first, and then I'm gonna decide if I'm gonna put trees in. But in the end, I think I put like one tree on the side that doesn't really it's kind of small, so it doesn't get in the way of the screenshots. But yeah, so that's what I did with the landscaping. I kept it very simple. I put in a few shrubberies and bushes here and there, and I changed the terrain to be more worn out and more yellow. As you can see, it's not that green of a grass. Again, going for the whole autumn feel and stuff like that. The one thing I'm very kind of not disappointed, but I really wish we had more, like, you know, on Pinterest and on Instagram and stuff like that, you see these throw pillows and blankets and pumpkins here and there and these candles, and they use them as you know, as the core pieces. And I really wish we had something like that in the game. And something that I tried to do was use one of the rugs as a table cover downstairs in the living room. You might have seen that earlier on in the video. I tried to use one of those smaller circular rugs just so it looks like a table cover, because I think that would make it look at least a little bit more lived in and homey, and if the colors were right, it would look even more like fall. And we don't have any stuff like that, so I tried to use that rug, but unfortunately when you lift up rugs, something very weird happens where the rug is kind of transparent and it goes behind any object. It's really weird. I will link down below, or I'll put it on the screen just so you can see on which minute of the video that was. You're gonna see that it's so weird. I can't even explain it. It's this weird graphic glitch where it seems like the rug is not there. And I kind of feel like I've tried to do that before, but I don't know, I guess I forgot. It was really weird. No, it looked really weird. And I think that, you know, if you could use one of the rugs as a table cover, that'd be so cool. But since you can't, we ended up not having one. So yeah. Something that I'd like to mention, when I was doing my bullet journal for this month, I have this page that is basically just a calendar. So I have all of the days drawn or written in a specific way that correlates with my theme. And this month I made each day a leaf. So each day is like either a yellow, a orange, or a red leaf. And for some reason, I don't know why, but I for some reason thought that October has 39 days. Yeah, not 31, 39. So I had 39 leaves to fill in, and after I filled them in, and you know, the page looks really pretty with the leaves and everything. It's very colorful, it's very autumny, but there's 39 of them, and I just felt so weird and stupid. I mean, I understand if I miss a day or if I add a day. That's happened before when like the month has 30 days and I add one, or or it has 31. I forget the last one, but 39, that's, I don't know, that's never happened before. I don't know what I was thinking. It was just weird. But yeah, maybe I'll link, I'll put the page here on the screen just because it was really pretty good, and it might give you guys ideas and if any of you are doing a bullet journal, maybe you can recreate it or make it even better, and I don't know, have 31 leaves instead of 39. But yeah, so that was something funny, and I really don't know what was wrong with me. We're now on the upstairs level. For some reason, I had this, at this point, I was a bit lost. So on the first floor, everything was kind of moving together, and everything was it had this very fall feel to it. And when I got to the upstairs, I think it's because the first room that I furnished was the toddler room, and that kind of threw me off. And from there on, I completely forgot that I was doing a fall look. So I just furnished it the way that I liked it. And here and there, I tried to experiment a little bit. It doesn't look that, fall inspired. But at the same time, I kept the oranges and the yellows. So I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't look that fall inspired. I do think that it fits in with the rest of the house, like the downstairs, but I guess, I don't know, I got a bit lost on the second floor. But yeah, we're actually almost done with this video. I'm surprised because it's like 22 minutes or something right now, and I don't know, it was originally going to be like a 40 something build, so you can imagine just how much I had to cut out to fit it into 26 minutes. Yeah, 26 minutes of the build. The screenshots always end up adding a few minutes over, but I do try to keep them just under 30 minutes basically. If I can do it under 25, that's great, but most of the time I'm struggling to get them under 30. And I keep watching other builders, and they build these huge lots, like these basically castles, and they build them, and the video is like 20 minutes or like 15 minutes, and I'm sitting there like, how the heck did you fit in a whole castle in 15 minutes? That's insane. And they don't cut that much out. I cut so much out, just so much of me going through colors and going through furniture, and I cut it out, and it's so long, and it's very sped up, and their videos are never that sped up, and they're always so short. I really don't understand that. It's a struggle for me, but I guess as I'm building, I'm getting better and better at this, but not really at the same time. I do hope that they're not too long for you guys, and I do hope that I have more interesting things to talk about in the videos, just because getting through 20 something minutes of a video is fine. Getting through something 20 something minutes with somebody talking complete nonsense, it's just harder. So yeah, on the two kids' rooms, right, just a mention, I decorated them as if one of them was more like a girl's room and the other one was more for a guy's room, even though more like the orange one is definitely targeted more towards a girl, just because the journal that I left in there is kind of pinkish and, I don't know, girlier looking, and the other room is more towards a sporty sim, so not necessarily a guy, but it has some more sporty inspired stuff in it, I guess. And I also, these fairy lights that also come in the Parenthood, I believe, I love them when I use them on the exterior. I know that looks a bit weird, maybe it's a bit too reminiscent of Christmas, but I saw all of these exterior decorations on Pinterest, where I was kind of grasping for inspiration. I saw all of these, and there was this one picture with a back entrance to a house that had these fairy lights, and it had kind of like a ladder with some plants on it and a bunch of pumpkins, and that is something that I recreated in the back. You're gonna see me do that in the back entrance in a second. I used one of those bookshelves that looks like a ladder, and I added some flowers onto it just so I hide the books like this one. I hide the books behind these plants, and I put in a few more stuff around it, and I think that it looks so pretty. This is my favorite part of the house after the living room. It looks so pretty. I would love to have that. Maybe I should have done it on the front. Yeah, maybe I should have done it on the front, because now it's in the back and nobody can see it. But on the front, I don't know, I always feel like if you have something on the front of the house, it's more likely that people are gonna steal it. I guess that's just my Bulgarian senses tingling. But here, if you put something at the front of your house, you're basically just inviting people to steal it, which sounds horrible. I understand that, I know, but just crime here is so, and it's not even organized crime. It's just one of your neighbors who saw you put that in front of your house and felt jealous and just took it. It's literally that, and it sounds really bad. I know, not all people are like that, of course, but there's always gonna be somebody who's just gonna be jealous and take it, or jealous and break it, because that also happens. And putting stuff at the front of your house, like pretty stuff that you really like, it's kind of a no here in Bulgaria if you, again, don't want it to get stolen. So we are going into the screenshots now, and I want to thank you guys so much for watching and listening to me ramble on and on. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Comment what you think about it and how you think it turned out, and I'll see you in the next video. So, bye-bye!